Delegates at the World Economic Forum 2022 have called on leaders in business and philanthropy to support innovation on the African continent. Innovation has become quite topical in Davos in Switzerland as a means to drive economic growth, if you like. For more, let's bring in our business editor, Xolani Mbanjwa, who's live to us there from a chilly Davos this morning. And Xolani, it's a timely conversation, especially as we mark this Africa Day throughout the world. In what ways is the continent trying to shine on that global stage?
Good morning, Ayanda. Yes, and happy Africa Day to you back home there. Well, innovation here at the World Economic Forum is something that is quite topical and front and center of the discussions, really. And you see that with the caliber of innovators from Africa who are here to actually showcase their talent. And it's quite an important sector when it comes to economic growth. If you look at some of many countries around the world, it's something that they take quite seriously to drive economic growth. But I'm not alone this morning, this chilly morning. I'm with François Bonnici, who is the World Economic Forum head of the Schwab Foundation and the Innovation Institute. François, thank you very much for joining us. Innovation is such an important tool for economic growth, and it's something that is quite important here at the World Economic Forum. Clearly, it's something that you have identified long ago as something that is needed to drive that growth.
Thanks so much, and good morning. Xolani, to you. Happy Africa Day to all your viewers. Yes, day 3 of the annual meeting in Davos. Many important things on the agenda. The Special Envoy for Climate, John Kerry, will be announcing the First Movers Coalition around how we decarbonize the global economy through public-private partnerships. That's really about sourcing and creating a market for innovations around climate. Also today we'll be talking about jobs of tomorrow. Where are those going to come from? That's got to be through innovation as well. And a report that was released on Monday on the social economy and today's white paper on the jobs of tomorrow, saying we need investment in jobs in the social sector. Why is that important? Where are we at the moment in the world? This annual meeting is called History at a Turning Point. The impacts of the pandemic, of the war in the Ukraine, of supply chain crises around the world will have a ripple effect across Africa. We're seeing this already: rising food prices, loss of jobs, loss of income, debt. And so the need for Africa to be self-reliant in this time with the Africa Free Trade Agreement is really creating new opportunities for African innovation and necessity for us on the continent to solve our own problems. I speak that as a South African as well, but really happy to be here with you today.
François, really when you look at all the discussions that we have at the World Economic Forum, even when you look at climate change, as you've said, when you look at food security, they all require innovation. Let's talk about the caliber of innovators that are here, some of them award-winning.
Absolutely. So, Xolani, as you know, the Schwab Foundation for Social Entrepreneurship has been identifying the world's leading innovators that are having a social and environmental impact for over 20 years. We bring them to the annual meeting in Davos. They sit across the table from the CEOs of large multinationals and of ministers and of heads of state to explain to them the realities on the ground, but also how we can solve it. And having those voices here in Davos is critical. I think you've spoken to some of them. If we talk about the issues, food security, you spoke about 70% of livelihoods on the African continent depend on agriculture. What we're seeing right now is we're still importing from the Ukraine, from Russia, and from many other places. We need to really find ways to support both small and large farmers across the continent. I think you interviewed Daniel Asare, who runs Isoko in Ghana, active over 20 countries in Africa, finding ways through digital technology, financial inclusion, to make sure that small, rural and growing farmers across the African continent have the resources they need, but are actually part of a global economy and not just subsistence farmers. So very powerful work Daniel is doing there. We're also seeing a huge impact on jobs, right? And we know the other major issue in Africa, which is also our huge opportunity, is our youth population. Right. And we have 2 amazing innovators here. Our labs, Renee Parker is here And of course, we have Ntabi Singh from Easy Solar, working on both issues of youth and of energy access. So we need skills on the continent. And we have Lindiwe Matlali from South Africa, Africa Teen Geeks, developing technology solutions and allowing youth to develop their own solutions, same as what our labs does. So technology clearly is a big part of innovation, but it's really putting it in the hands of people to determine what they want to do with their own future, design their own solutions for their own communities.
Really a big part of economic growth. Thank you very much, François Bonnici here. He is the head of the Schwab Foundation and the Innovation Institute here at the World Economic Forum.